everyone! Welcome to a Flavor Profiles D&D Ravnica Seasons of Change. I'm Nat. And we have some fabulous players here today. And we have a special guest as well. So I'm gonna have them go around and introduce themselves real quick and their characters, and then I will give y'all a little recap in case you didn't watch the last episode, so that way you know what's going on. But you should go watch the last episode. It's pretty cool. We also added in a new emote based on the last episode, so if you're a sub, you get to throw tomatoes. Yeah. If you know, you know. So, yeah. Oh, hey, Zav. Zav's ready to throw some tomatoes. Alright, so let's start with our special guests. We have Anna Margaret. Oh no, it says that's muted. You can't hear him? Oh no, okay. No, it's on my end. It's on my end. Okay, can you hear them now? One of you talk. Anna, can you do that again? I'm so sorry. Can we hear Anna? Still no sound? What in the world? It looks like it's coming through on here, so... Okay, let's try this. Okay, this is weird, because it says that I'm getting audio in. You have to text all dialogue. We are not doing that. No.
Perfectly fine. Like, this stuff's like...
I got it to work, I think?
Maybe?
Yay.
Success?
Maybe I just needed to speak loud and clear into my microphone.
Yes.
And then...
That was it. You fixed it.
Okay, yeah, I fixed it. I'll take all the credit.
Thank you, Boydie.
That is a very Sal thing to do, though.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Okay, now that everyone can actually hear you, Anna, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, my name's Anna Margaret. You can find me everywhere on the internet at It's Anna Margaret, and I am super, super excited to get to play with all these amazing folks tonight. I'm going to be playing someone named Nadalia Glinka, and she is a little bit brash, a little bit full of herself, although she has this fear that her impulsiveness sometimes makes it so that people think she's actually from another guild. And as a proud Celestia member, she's working on that. She's trying to be a little bit more like calm and collected, and is super excited to be with you guys on tonight's adventure.
Yay!
Woohoo!
Yay!
All right, Zabricus!
Kiss,
You're muted.
I'm very happy to be
Oh,
here.
never mind, you're good. You were muted at
Am I good?
first. Yeah.
You
Oh.
keyed in like a little late, so
Yeah,
you said
yeah.
that your name was like Abracus. And I don't think.
Gotcha. Okay. Let me try this again, and I'll start talking before so the mic actually catches up. Hello, everybody. I am Zabricus. I'm very happy to be here. You can find me on all the social medias as Zabricus, except on YouTube, where I am Zab's Nerd House. I'm also a professional cosplayer, along with Nat and Anna. And I don't know if you guys cosplay. Am I pointing at the right direction? I don't.
No,
Anyway.
other way.
That way?
Other way.
Am I getting it?
Other way.
Okay, that way.
Hold your
way,
hands like
okay.
this, you get both. So it doesn't matter. So
Perfect. Sorry to sidebar. Yes. So in this lovely Logan's here as well. In this lovely campaign, I am playing Vextra. I cannot even speak. Vextra Shadowthorn. She is a tiefling rogue, and she's, for all intents and purposes that you all know, a member of the Cult of Rakdos, and likes chaos.
All the chaos
All the chaos. All right, Voiden.
and tomatoes.
Yeah.
Do a bunch of Pokemon TCG content on top of just hanging out with a bunch of other people like all over the place. I just get drafted into things and I kind of just show up. So if you guys see me around the place, it's because someone asked me 5 minutes before they started if I could go and hang out with them. So yeah, I'm playing Sal Renew. I guess the best way to say is that he's a human male sorcerer, Boros adjacent. So guildless, but associated to Boros. I don't know how the best way to put it is, but it is what it is.
These things happen.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the wonderful Isadoodle.
Oh, thank you. Hi, guys. I'm an artist, so I love to do art streams, and I also made the lovely tomato throwing emote as per Nat's brilliant request. So thank you, Nat, for that. And it's been such a joy playing in this campaign. I am new to the Magic scene and the D&D scene, but it's something that I really want to tap more into. So I'm very grateful that Nat has brought me on to this campaign. So thank you again. I play Nyland. She's an Eladrin druid, and she is very hateful of things that aren't her feline friends. So I'll just say that. But she's very much so in tune with the nature, with the wildlife. She hasn't really liked how civilization's kind of taken over. But she is growing to warm up to our, I guess, unlikely party. It seems like we're all a bunch of like very interesting characters put together. But she's warming up to them. So yeah.
All right, beautiful. Thank you, everyone. And then, obviously, I'm your co-DM here with Matt. And if you don't know us, you should. And we have a podcast called Flavor Profiles where we will upload the audio of this week. And listen to it on there. We'll also post on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel now, so go follow that. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start with a recap. So last week, the group found themselves stuck in the entranceway of a mansion with 6 other random people. While their memory was shaky at first, they slowly began to remember the events that brought them to the present. They were all in attendance at the market when the town was suddenly attacked. A wave of smoke coursed over them, and they woke back up in the mansion, still unsure of how they got there from the market or why they are even there. They found out that they can't leave the mansion due to a wall of runes, And behind this wall are the eyes of one of the familiar attackers from the market. And that is where we left off. So, we are still in the entranceway of the mansion. The party is still reeling from the discovery that they are being watched by a mysterious thing outside of the wall of runes. Some of the members in the room seem more affected by the gaze than others. You all notice that after looking into the eyes of the mysterious being, that Janice has entered some sort of trance, unresponsive and humming musical tunes to himself.
Do I recognize the song?
We'll get to that in a moment.
Okay,
We can see.
okay.
Yes, we can see.
Okay.
While all of you are focusing your attention on Janice at the moment, we have Fadi staring obsessively at the being on the other side of the wall, trying to figure it out. Anka seems to be a little shaken by this creature with a glimmer of fear in her eyes. Nedelia seems more annoyed than ever at this point. Boric is just kind of observing the room, and Raish and Ida are investigating the other door. But yes, your attention is on Janice at the moment. Let's do an insight roll, Voiden, to see if you recognize the tune. You're
20?
You rolled a 20.
I rolled a 19 plus 1.
Okay.
Let's go. First roll of the night on something that may not be worth it.
It appears
I'm ready for the roll.
that the tune seems almost like Phantom of the Opera-esque. But yeah, where would you like to go from here?
Like turn to the rest of the group and I'll like point and I'll be like, does anybody else get like this weird feeling when you look that thing in the eyes? Anybody? Look, sometimes all you got to do is try to feel something, right? So, and I know that we're told not to look at like mysterious creatures in the eyes because there are like gorgons around here, right? Does anybody feel like they're turning to stone? I've never seen a gorgon up close.
I start frantically like touching my skin, like making sure. I was like, oh my god, I just did my hair.
I think your brain might be turning to stone, but that's about it.
Oh my gosh, is that possible? I didn't know that was a thing. I'm going to immediately start like trying to think through like everything I know. Like, am I forgetting things? And you just see I'm panicking.
I'm gonna Sal's gonna like not know if that's a thing because Sal's never really read up on like how petrification works. So like he's gonna just like go like this and see if his like brain function is slowing down.
Vexor just looks over at the Vidalkin and is just like, idiots. We're surrounded by idiots.
Speak for yourself.
So while you're having this conversation, Ida and Reish, who are looking at the other door, the door that you previously tried to open multiple times, you hear Ida scream out, I think I've got it!
No. Pull here.
You see Ida's hand reach and grab, and the door opens.
That was easy.
People who are useful.
Which door was this
Out of
again?
my-
Because I know there was like the hallway of doors. Sorry. Zeb, I
Yeah,
didn't mean to
so
interrupt.
this
Go ahead,
this
no,
was
go
the
ahead, go ahead.
door that led to the giant hall that you could see. The one that Nayland had broken a little sliver through that you could see through.
Gotcha.
But you still couldn't open it. It's now been opened. So
Well, I guess this is better than breaking down the door. At least we don't have to pay for anything.
Okay, well, I was just trying my best.
Did it say push and not pull on the door? I could have sworn it said something on the door, right?
I think it's better that you focus on your rooms.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I don't know if this is stone brain syndrome working around or not, but I feel a little bit sluggish. We should probably move on to the next room.
Okay.
Sal's
I
gonna
just-
start.
Yeah, I don't even fully remember getting here, so I'm just gonna follow you all.
Warwick decides to suddenly stop looking from around the room, staring at you all. I'm following you just to keep track of everything you break because I will collect debts this day.
Anka, the older woman, says, "Oh, I'm not staying in here. Not with this thing in here."
I turned to Vexra and I'm like, hey, do you know any like really rich houses? Like like last names, anything like that? Because I have an idea.
I'm sorry, were you talking to me?
No,
I'm
Zeb.
Oh, thank God.
Ve-
I was like, I don't
Vexra?
even know.
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I wanted to address this.
No, you're good.
Vextra would like to perform as if she knows these
Yeah.
houses.
Yeah, I know so many great houses of Ravnica. I mean, like, who doesn't? There's the Demirlians. There's the Orazka family. There's also, you know, the one that starts with a G. I'm sure you know them too.
The Gilmalds, right? And like I'm like playing along.
And for a performance check, if that
Yeah,
counts,
yeah,
I
yeah.
rolled an 18 and it's +6.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, everyone absolutely believes you. You know, they're like, wow, Vexra really knows important people. She must perform for some really rich people.
Okay.
Warwick pulls out a ledger
Mhm.
and starts flipping through. Could you repeat these names? I feel like I should check on their holdings.
I think you'll figure it out. You seem like that kind of person.
Yes.
Sal's gonna kind of be like, well, don't you recognize one of the Galdrick's own kin right here? And I'm pointing to like Vexra. I'm like, put it on her bill. Obviously, if anything breaks today, it goes on her bill. She said she would cover all of it.
I second this.
Noted.
Rakdos, so I don't think he'd like that very much.
No. I go to your house. And I like
Yeah.
do like while I'm facing away, I do like a hard wink.
Sign here.
Oh, I don't have signing authority. You'd actually be wanting Janice for that, but he's a little right now for that. So, you know, maybe eventually. But for now, I can't.
Out of character, I kind of want to be like, yes, the good old stone brain got to him.
Oh goodness.
Tomatoes.
Is there like a pot or anything nearby? Like any like vase or something that we can just knock over as we walk in the room?
Yeah. Yeah.
As we're walking in, I'll just like knock it over. I'll be like, put it on the bill.
These people can continue to pester me with more questions, I'm going to walk through the now open door.
Okay. All right.
I also
So,
wanna
all
walk through.
right, you are all into the next room in the hall. Keep note that Foddy and Janice are remaining in the entryway. But everyone else has decided to move on.
So entering the main hall, immediately your eyes are drawn to a singular crimson carpeted staircase, grand in stature leading up to it. The room is roughly 30 feet by 30 feet. Greeting visitors at the base of these stairs are two pairs of armor, each quite unique in style at a glance. And it appears you can see a semblance of two more on either side behind them along the sides of the stairs. The walls are an ornately, warmly carved wood with what appear to be almost magical light sources embedded with it.
So
Is there? Sorry, go ahead.
Is it like actual like knights, or is it just like knight armor?
Would you like to take a clue?
Yes, I would like to investigate.
Okay.
Seeing them
Insight.
walk over, I'd like to also
percept.
walk over and like peek in.
I want to
Okay.
go like tap the armor like this.
Yeah. I'm gonna follow along.
Yes.
So, walking straight in, stairs are in front of you. There's one, armor 2 behind it on the left, armor 3, armor 4 behind it on the right. Who's going where?
I go to the armors on the right.
Okay.
I'll go to the ones on the left.
I will too. So we'll go to the two on the left and
I'll
try to
go to
peek
the
in.
one on the right.
I don't touch them. I just look at them, investigate them closely, percept them closely, insight them closely.
Oh, I totally touch it. I'm peeking in. I want to see if there's someone in armor.
I'm like, is it hollow?
They're like doing that. I'm like stepping back.
So, we'll start with Anka, who's very actively tapping on this armor, which doesn't look like anything you've seen before. It doesn't seem like it's metal in the light. It seems to be made of, you're not sure if it's hide or bone or shell. We're all Magic players in here. Are you all familiar with the card Living Armor?
No.
The art. I'll post it in group chat.
Thank you.
She's gonna knock on the armor and go, "Is this
Here-
my ex-husband?"
Working.
Harry, is that you?
There's a loud thudding gong with it. And Anka, as you kind of touch the armor, it almost has a sense of being not quite dry, almost like it has a film on it.
Ew. I don't know what this is, but it is gross.
Is it sticky?
A little bit.
I don't like that.
It's dope.
Nadalia, the armor that you find yourself at is more of the traditional style. It's very ornate with hints of gold, finely tuned, with, I'd say, elegant spikes around it. This seems not just a work of war, but a work of art.
I love it.
Vexra, your armor is almost black as night. It's not even reflecting any light to it. It seems like every little glimmer catch on the plates gets instantly absorbed within. And then Sal,
Don't touch it.
your armor, while fanciful, seems to have the stain of war to it. There are scuffs and scratches. You can tell that it was done by a master craftsman. But given sort of your background and understanding of aspects of war, you've never seen armor like that. Each of them just seems to be freestanding, hollow, each on a sort of hardwood base that matches.
You're cutting in and out.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, these are so pretty. Like the armor, don't you guys see that? Like this one's so pretty.
This is disgusting.
You think
You're
gold
doing
filigree?
something.
Gold filigree is
You should-
disgusting?
We should maybe not mess with these.
Wow.
Helmets intact on them.
Everything is intact. Everything is. You're not quite sure what's holding it together just from a glance, but they are clearly sort of status pieces on display.
I want to try it on.
Are you sure?
Now you're scaring me. I guess I'll put a little hat on.
Okay. So you want to just try and pick up the helmet and put it on your head?
Yeah.
As I go to pick it up, does the helmet they're picking up look like the helmet I see in front of me with that's like golden and ornate, or do I notice differences?
From where you're standing, it's clear that each one of these suits of armor is very different. So
You know, if you
Nyland,
want to try one on, I feel like the one in front of me is like way nicer. It would like probably look better with your outfit and just generally, you know, elevate the look of the group a little more.
Oh, thank you. Don't mind if I do.
Just to be polite, that armor looks like it probably smells real bad on the inside.
would you like to roll perception on scent?
Sure. That'll determine which one I try on. I want to give everything a chance.
Yeah, so you want to walk 1-to-1 and just take a whiff?
Yeah, I'll get a whiff, and I guess whatever smells best, I'll go with.
Okay.
Oh wait, I don't know which one I'm rolling perception on first.
So why don't we start with the sort of husky shell one?
Okay. That's the one with the husky shell. I don't know if higher means better or higher means worse.
What'd you roll?
17.
You get a pretty strong whiff of this, and strangely it reminds you a little bit of home in the lands of the Gruul clans. That's not always the best smell according to people in the city, but to you it's sort of familiar.
You know what? I want to go with that helmet.
Okay, so grabbing up to reach it, the moment your fingers touch the armor, you feel the material start to shift a little bit and almost kind of flow a little bit onto your finger, like it's gonna grab and keep pulling onto you.
Like a like a slug or
More like a very crunchy parasite.
ew. Okay, that doesn't feel like home to me. I'm just gonna like try and throw it off me.
The helmet kind of rattles to the ground, not so much with a clang or a crash, but sort of a thud and a slight crunch. And then almost instantaneously flies back up to rest on top of the rest of them.
I'm just kind of like taken aback, like, whoa.
I'm curious how far you can throw that before it no longer snaps back up.
Do you want to try?
So, a science experiment.
Yeah, look, you know what? We got to investigate this room somehow. We might as well figure out what's up with these armor.
Mm-hmm. Do your guys' armor do that? You guys should try picking it up.
I just imagine us all picking up the headpieces and throwing them as far as we can.
I thought
Does everyone want to throw an armor?
Not really. This is kind of pretty. I feel like I don't. I'll throw it. I guess.
Sure.
All right, so everyone who's in a... There are 4 armors in total. We've already had the one kind of strange, almost tissue-esque one thrown, but someone can throw it again if they like. If you're going to throw a headpiece, give me an athletics roll.
Ooh. Anka rolled a 17. Oh, old
Hey.
lady's got an arm.
Before I do the athletics check,
Mhm.
can I... You said that this is essentially in a piece of armor, like, forged for war, right?
The one in front of you is... It's clearly... I mean, they're all functioning armor. It's just the one you're in front of has a bit more wear and tear, like it hasn't been polished.
I'm gonna go against not touching this armor.
Okay. So in the group chat, Voiden, I just put a link to what the armor looks like. Ignore the name.
Gotcha.
Ignore the name, but just
Right.
look at the
Yeah.
art.
I played with that in standard. Isn't that crazy?
I tried to do fun callbacks.
So
Yeah, I'll proceed to not touch it.
Okay.
Anka just wants to feel young again, so she's taking that thing and she's throwing it.
So Anka peels that same piece of armor back off, and there's almost like a weird sort of squelch sound as it gets removed, and that thing flies. Are you overhand, underhand, like?
She's an underhand, you know, she's gotta do it, you know, the granny style.
So for a dryad, Anka is got an arm. That thing sails across the room about 15 feet and slams into a wall, and then immediately snaps back over.
My God.
Zabricus, the third link I just put in the chat is armor in front of you. And Dahlia, final link, one everyone's probably familiar with, but that is what the armor in front of you looks like.
pretty.
Any more fastball specials?
which one's mine?
The third link.
It's kind of cool looking.
I would like to go sit on the stairs and watch while everyone plays with the armor.
Okay.
I'd like to
As you-
kind of fix my hair in the reflective quality of the armor and just kind of like feel a little bit more put together. And then I'll wander over to the stairs to sit by you.
Nadalia, this armor is so polished, fabulous in it. It is probably the best reflective surface you've ever experienced.
Seeing that she's preening herself, I'm going to say to her, I think you've got something in your teeth.
What? I look. No, I don't. That wasn't very nice.
You got it. You got it. You're fine.
So, Vexer, as you start to make your way around the armor that's by Sal towards the stairs, before you can even raise a foot to go on it, the suit of armor shifts in an abrupt sort of right face and thrusts an arm out to block you.
My hands
Like
up like,
to
not me. I'm not playing a prank.
Backwards.
Yeah.
Nadalia, as you're realizing that there's nothing in your teeth and go back to admiring yourself in the gold, you see sort of a ripple effect and hear a slight shuddering clink sound because the armor in front of you is being... In
I
fact,
wasn't done. Why are you moving? Stop.
all of the armors are moving. Could I get some rolls for initiative, please?
My bad. That is an 11 plus 3.
I got a natural 20.
14.
Wow.
Yay!
Checking your teeth was your combat stance.
Mm-hmm.
I was ready.
Honestly,
Low
that's
center,
very in
gravity,
character.
can't be flipped or anything.
I ended up getting a 15.
Okay. Nylan, what was yours?
15.
A. So
Yeah, 21 total.
everyone's going to be paired off together. So, Nylan, you'll be with Anka. Sal, you and Nadalia. Vexra, you and Boric, who you remember is in the room after you out a cowardly once the armor comes to life. So
And Boric is the Orzhov
the Orzhov priest.
tax collector.
Mhm.
Yes.
Who touched it? So first up, first up we have Sal and Nadalia.
I'm just gonna run over to Saul and be like, I'm not totally sure what's going on, but I think you've got this. I'm gonna tap your shoulder and give you some guidance.
Yeah. I 100% will be fine with some guidance. I will proceed to... Sorry, I'm working on a smaller sheet. Are there any light or lit fires or anything in the room, like candles or anything of the sort?
There are these what appear to be ornate lanterns of a very unique design embedded into the wall. You're not sure what's causing them to light up, but I'd say it's safe to assume there's a flame, at least of a mystical variety, with it.
You're mute.
I was
You're good.
sorry. I was originally gonna try to like control flames on it or do something weird like that. I think instead I'm just gonna throw a firebolt. Except so the way that we're facing, right, is my path to the flesh armor clear, or is something blocking it?
So you are going to be closest to the battle worn.
Right.
The flesh armor. So your armor on the right side is the black armor, and then the battle worn on the left side is the kind of ornate golden and the flesh armor.
Do I have a clear shot at the flesh armor? Because I think that a firebolt is probably not going to be great against a suit of armor.
It's you see like a little bit of
Okay.
it through the railing of the stairs. It would be you could try and snipe it if you wanted to go for it. I'd
Yeah,
allow
I
it
don't-
at disadvantage, but
Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. Okay. I'm going to attempt to firebolt the battle worn armor in front of me.
okay.
Let's roll to hit. That is not a good hit. Oh wait, maybe it is. 8 to hit.
Sort of glances off the armor,
Mhm.
and you're not quite sure if there's a new scuff or if it's just an old one illuminated more under the enhanced lighting.
Like look around, I go, I don't think fire is the best thing to deal with metal unless we want to burn this place down. Like speaking to no one.
I heard you. So no fire.
Nadalia?
It's hard because all I do is fire.
What's the name of the tax collector again?
Boric.
I think Bork would like the fire.
Sure.
No. I don't want to fill out more paperwork than I have to. I will collect those debts. Nadalia, what would you like to do?
Okay. I think I used my action giving Saul guidance to see if he wanted to try to figure out what was going on. But I think what else I'd like to do on my turn is I'm currently standing directly in front of the suit of armor. Is that correct?
Mhm. Well, you sounded like you ran kind of beside, slightly behind, so you have at least I'd say you have at least a portion of Sal between you and the armor.
Perfect. I'm going to make that a smidge bigger and go directly behind him. And so I'm going to just kind of casually and evasively retreat, stand behind, and then I'd love to like just keep my eyes open and look around. Do I notice, are all 4 suits of armor looking like, can I try to check if it looks like they're trying to defend the stairs, or are they coming after us?
Right now, all you know is that they're coming to life, and because everyone seemed to be in front of a suit, it would appear that that is what they are going after.
I'm gonna just stay where I am, hold back a little bit, and hope that they don't come for me.
Moral support. Next up, we have Nylan.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Well, first I want to hear what Anka wants to do.
Okay. Anka's gonna go, oh heck no! And she appears to cast some sort of spell. All of a sudden, these thorny vines erupt from the ground underneath the suit of armor, and seems to pierce the armor a little bit, but also seems to kind of hold it in place as well.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I just feel like I just want to investigate more on what's going on. Nylan's just like feeling a little lost.
Do you want to move or action, cast a spell?
So this is, I guess, this is like out of character. Are we in like a battle right now? Is that what this is?
Yes.
Okay, that makes more sense. Oh God. Okay.
If you think it makes more sense to kind of be curious during the situation, that works too.
Okay.
Do what you're comfortable with.
I mean, okay. I would say Nyland's feeling a little more brave, so she would also like to cast Thorn Whip and be alongside the baddie granny.
Yeah.
Love it. All right. Give me the attack roll.
Okay. And this is another noob question. Which one am I clicking for that?
So when you go into your character sheet,
Mm-hmm.
do you see Thorn Whip on your spells?
I do.
So there should be a roll button.
Is that
Yeah,
the hit DC?
you click to the left of the spell where it says at will on your
Mhm.
page, and that'll let you roll to hit and then damage at the same time. If not, you can click on the hit and it'll give you a die roll with just the hit, and then next to it you can click the effect. So it's up to you how you want to do it.
I don't know why I don't see that at will.
Hold on, I'll share mine real quick, how mine looks.
Okay.
So like I'm on my spells page, right?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So like that's how my spells look.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I hover at will, I can on the left there next to Firebolt. So that's how I rolled Firebolt with both stuff in it. Try that and see if it works.
Okay.
I figured this out last time by accidentally rolling my attack 3 times in a row.
So you hover over at will?
Yep, you can hover over at will and then click on it.
See, for me, it just brings up the spell description. So
Oh, okay.
I guess
So see if you can click on the hit /DC where it's +4.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. Well, that's what I rolled. I rolled a 6.
So what does it look like when you cast Thorn Whip?
Are you asking like literally on the screen or like the
Well,
character?
no, what your character would look like. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I mean, given it's a 6, I feel like she'd probably trip over herself, but I would just imagine like a bunch of like vines coming out. Not like Anka's, but I guess more so. I mean, if this is like full creativity, I guess like coming out of her hands. So
The vines shoot out past the armor and just barely miss and sort of lash on the railing of the staircase and tear a chunk out.
I'm always getting the furniture in the building.
Is there anything else you'd like to do? Do you like to move?
So am I able to cast more than one spell, or?
If you have one that can be used as a bonus action, you can, but for bonus actions, I believe for you have 2 weapon fighting, which you can use if you're using a standard melee. So if you had like 2 swords or 2 daggers, attack with both.
Okay, I think I'm good for now then. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Vexra. What would you like to do?
Point of order question. Do I have
Yes.
any of my weapons on me?
Yes.
Really good question.
I
I'm like sitting
Did you
here like
drop
pulling
them?
up my staff, and I'm like, oh, I
Yes.
can't wait to just hit things.
Yes, you do.
Okay. So to clarify, I have my short bow, my rapier, and my daggers.
Yes.
Cool.
they're for performance, so they
Yeah.
were checked at the
Totally.
at the
Yes.
market.
And so I was headed towards the stairs. So I'm technically like in the center, right next to the stairs, and then the 2 other suits of armor are like this behind me. Just clarifying where we are.
So where you were, you kind of went to the second armor on the right. So you've got a clear shot of the armor that Sal and Nadalia were at, and then the one that was behind that.
Okay. I'm still next to the stairs.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
I would like to try to climb some of the stairs. Like we'll say 3 stairs.
Okay. That's fine.
Cool. And then I will pull out my short bow and aim at the one that is caught in the thornness.
Okay.
Okay, that's the wrong dice.
That's okay.
Is it this one? Haha!
To hit. Yep.
Wait! Is that
Oh!
a 20? Oh my gosh!
Yep,
Yes.
there you go.
Something. The digital dice didn't fail me.
That is a 20. Okay. So,
Woo!
we're at nat 20 on combat. So, I forgot how we were handling this.
Do you double the dice before the modifier?
Is that what we were doing, Matt?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, yes. So we are doubling the dice before the modifier.
Do that with in-person dice then.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2d6. Oh wait, doubling the dice, so 4d6. Oh my gosh, hold please. I can count. All right, that is 1 plus 3 is 4 plus 2 is 6 plus 4 is 8. Or wait, hang on. 3, 4, 5, 10. So 10 plus 3, so 13.
Woo! Yeah, you hit this entangled armor with your arrow, and you see it kind of like move back and move forward. You definitely put some damage into it. And then bore it.
You can see Nadalia swooning a little bit when like the arrow like it's like oh we're fighting. Oh, okay.
I can do something with this. And Boric sort of grabs to the extremely blinged out collar he wears because, you know, Orzhov priests are pious. And starts kind of muttering himself. Not really certain if it's a spell or a prayer to just have it end very soon. And reaching up towards the sky, he hurls a bolt of some sort of energy at the armor that was attacking Saul. But given that he's really one for combat, it sort of sails by and hits very close to Sal's feet. With a weird sort of, not almost flame-like, but more spiritual explosion with a hint of incense and dust.
Did he throw a censer?
Do not question the divine. That was me aiding.
Was you aiming? Where were you
Aiding.
It wasn't a very good aim.
I was
ain't better than
aiding.
that.
And I'm taking note that every spell I cast in support will be duly paid for.
But shouldn't it only count if it helps?
Humph!
I'm just
Behind you!
saying.
And that is all.
So, you see Reich and Ida, who have also been in the hall, kind of move towards, the one that's in the back that hasn't really been, attacked yet, and you see Ida kind of almost floating a little bit, and holding out her hands, and you see almost like words coming out of her hands. And you see her push them towards the armor, and the armor steps back a couple feet. And Reich is also back there.
Reich starts to kind of reach. You're not sure if he's reaching behind him to pull something, but is almost in a meditative state, standing ready for combat simultaneously, and hurls a blue ball of force at the dark armor in the back, hitting it square in the torso. And while the armor absorbs the light, it seems like for the first time you see it refract energy, and it sort of stumbles back a little. So brings us to the armors. How would we like to collectively refer to the sort of non-metallic armor? Fleshy, crunchy.
Crunchy.
The
Grungy
crunchy
is another
armor?
one. Oh,
Grungy.
okay. Yeah.
So the grungy armor is still held up. Yeah, it is still ensnared by Anka's tendrils. And unable to really move. It flails its arms, almost reaching out, but those nearest to it are out of range. The armor by you, Saul, seems to turn in response to your firebolt. And in a blur, throws itself towards you. What's your AC?
12?
The shoulder of this armor connects with you, sort of square in the clavicle, and spins you a little bit. And it's sore, but it's not so much a direct square on hit. And it's 2 points of bludgeoning.
Gotcha. Okay.
Which leaves us with the ornate gold armor and the dark armor.
The gold armor kind of swings out and unfortunately misses everything within its area. And then the dark armor kind of takes its sword and slashes Ida in the arm.
Oh my god.
She surprisingly doesn't scream, but winces out in pain a little bit when this happens. Says, "It's okay. It's okay. I'm okay."
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe her. She seems kind of hurt, guys.
Sal stumbling back is like, speak for yourself.
I'm fine. You look like you got bumped a little.
You might have gotten something in your teeth during all this too. Just
Just not falling for that. Are we back at the top of the initiative?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a second and be like, oh, okay, they're actually attacking us. We should probably do something. And I'm gonna take my bonus action.
Cut out for a second.
Yeah, you cut
Oh,
out.
sorry.
you cut all out.
I'm gonna cast Shillelagh on the quarterstaff that I'm holding. And so
Mhm.
what you see is kind of this like green and white energy kind of circle around the staff, and as it starts to kind of glow. And you also smell this like waft of flowers as I start to release this energy. Then I'm gonna peek out from behind Saul, and I'm going to attempt to attack the armor that's walking past us.
Okay. Give us an attack roll.
Okay, I think because I cast Shillelagh, this is going to be using my spell attack as my attack bonus,
Yes.
which is good. That maybe doesn't really help. That's a 9. It's a 5 plus 4. I tried.
It's really impressive looking.
It looks really pretty as it kind of like bounces off. And you're like, oh, oops, sorry.
Why don't you describe for us what the interaction looks like, what that spell casting is, the light, the colors, the sound.
So
give us the full experience as Nadalia would.
I'm much better at the like spell part of it, and so it truly does feel magical seeing little flowers pop up all over the staff. There's this beautiful white and green energy, but as I go forward to try to actually hit it, it's clear that like I don't do that very often, and I like sort of like hit it, and it looks like it's gonna connect, but sort of bounces off awkwardly and more throws me off balance than does anything to the suit of armor.
Okay, so before it connects, all of the sudden, this caracal cat comes running out of seemingly nowhere and jumps up onto you.
Hi?
Unfortunately, this cat seems to have been in the streets for some time, a little dirty, a little wet. You're not sure why it's wet. It's...
Why are you wet? Why are you sticky?
Yeah.
What is in your mouth?
You're a lovely creature, but what is going on? So this cat is just on top of me now?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Hi! I tend to attract beautiful creatures, but I'm gonna pull out completely get distracted from the fight. Like, oops, not only do I absolutely miss, I'm now like pulling out a hairbrush from my pocket or like my cloak pocket. I'm gonna attempt to groom this cat. I'm totally gone from the fight.
The moment you hit the ground, though, another blue blast of energy sails past where you were and obliterates the living armor on the other side. Bits and pieces go flying, and a few of them also land on you.
Can I try to protect the cat?
The cat's already sticky. It won't notice anything. But you end up with a couple bits of whatever material this was in your hair.
That's it. I pass my turn as I try to Saul, hopefully you have something you could do about this.
Yeah, so good question about since the last time we met. Do I have spell points restored from when we were in the street?
Yes,
Nissa.
we'll say that in the
Nissa.
time
Or spell
that
slots?
things were waking up in the aftermath, that it was rested and repaired.
Nissa.
So
Hey.
all right, I'm gonna ask a question that I've asked like 3 times. Burning Hands is a cone, right?
Yes.
So yeah, so kind of like shifting myself, like Sal's sore from getting hit. Looking at Adalia, being like, "All right, if you're gonna stay behind me, you need to stay behind me for this."
I'm on the ground. I'm currently, I think, still on the ground.
Right. Sal's like mostly like looking at the armor that just like ran straight into him faster.
Well, then
than he
don't
could
worry
react.
about me. We're good over here.
Sal's gonna like stomp his foot and go, "Enough's enough. I've had enough," and is gonna like throw out his hands and attempt to hit the armor with Burning Hands. Not really caring about the property damage in the area, as is appropriate.
Oh, Boric.
Which is more than fine.
Yeah.
Boric will get over it. So the creature needs to make a dexterity saving roll, I believe.
Yeah. Needs to have a check of 14 dex for a dex save.
Oof. Does not make the save. Those scratches really kind of hinder it. It's to be boiled.
3d6. Let's go. That's 12.
Oof. So the armor gets sort of knocked back from the force of this. Between your shouting "enough is enough" and blasting this, maybe a little bit of shrapnel from the initial suit just being obliterated. But it sort of collapses along with the other armors.
Sal's gonna like put his hand through his hair and be like, "I knew I was the best."
I couldn't quite see it from where I am. might
Very.
have to do
It
it
was
again.
very awesome. Yeah, it was like a giant meteor that came from the sky that destroyed it. It was
Okay.
really hard to miss.
I'll take your word for it.
Next time, do you think you can miss the property?
Sal, like, still on, like, having like a little bit of embers left in his hands, are like, "So you want me to hit that, right?" Pointing to some like random thing in the area. It doesn't matter what, something that looks expensive.
Nadalia, you still have this rather large, rather damp cat just on top of you. Nylan, there's something familiar about it.
Is it my kitty cat?
No. Want to try and call it over?
Meow.
So the cat, and it's a caracal, so they're rather large, more pointy ears than cat.
And they don't meow.
No, they mostly hiss.
Yeah, sorry, let me redo that. Tell it to me.
It perks up and turns around and immediately comes sprinting over to you. This is your cat from the market.
I feel absolutely abandoned. And I start to kind of like tear up, like, "Oh,
Would you
was
like to
it
care
meant
for it?
be?"
Nadalia, it's like the cat never truly left you. Because there are massive paw prints of muck and sludge, and you see the extra bits of the sort of crunchy armor all over you.
Like adding sludge to the wound.
Isn't it cute, Adalia?
Yeah. I think you should probably take better care of its fur. It's all wet.
What do you mean?
Well,
Nothing wrong with a little water.
if it's your cat, you want to like treasure it and make sure that, you.
Water's natural.
Well, I
So
feel
is
like need like a second to freshen up. Like, do I get the sense that if I started to like backtrack to like find a bathroom or something, the armor would all attack me?
Looks like they're pretty, pretty much done in their tracks.
Well, seeing as this cat has abandoned me, I'm gonna take a second and I just want to try to like step into the hallway or something just to like get more presentable. I'm feeling a little bit abandoned that it wasn't really my cat and that I needed rescuing and that all my things failed. And so I just want to like take a second to regroup. So I'm just gonna like step back into the hallway.
Okay. As
Before
that
we
happens,
go to our mandated break.
we're gonna take a break. And
Say thank you.
yes, and say thank you to Anna Margaret.
Absolutely. I'll be
Oh.
brief.
Matt, you cut out there.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you said you said
Unmuted.
mandated break.
Yes,
Yes.
we're taking a break.
But first,
Thank you to the lovely Anna Margaret. Yes. She is in high demand, so she is heading over to another D&D stream. So
I love you all.
just gonna hop on the omen path and go.
I'm just gonna
Yes.
hop into a different stream. I am obsessed with all of you. You can picture Nadalia is just in the other room trying to freshen up, and we'll hopefully catch up with y'all later or not. We'll see what she's up to. Thank you so much for letting me crash your party. You might want to check on all those suits of armor. It doesn't seem like you're in a very friendly building right now.
It's a warm and fuzzy building.
All
And
right.
not in the good way.
Everybody go check out Anna, and thank you for being here. Bye, Anna.
Bye, Anna.
We will be right back. break. And first off, I know we don't respond a lot while we're in game mode, but thanks everyone who's been here and hanging out and chatting. We see you. You rock. We appreciate it. Yeah, we see you.
I see you all pop up and I just get happy, but then I have my Twitch chat on like a tablet in front of me and it's awkward to type on. But hi everyone.
Yes. So Delia has left the scene. And now we just have the remaining folks in here. Matt.
So it's a wonderful time when a new member of a party shows up, even if it's a four-legged one. So, Nylan, you've been reunited with your Caracol. Does it have a name that you're willing to share yet?
So Nylan's the kind of person, she wouldn't have named any of her cats. Just kind of like 1, 2, 3. But after the journey together with all these new friends, she thinks the most fitting name for this will be Tomato.
Tomato the Caracol it is.
Yes.
I'd like you
Tom,
to make
T
sure
for
that you
short.
welcome. Oh.
What'd you say?
Tom.
Tom or Tommy for short.
Yeah,
Oh.
Tommy.
Like Tom and Jerry.
So you now have an animal assistant, albeit a slightly damp, sticky, and from out of
Perfect.
nowhere one.
Mhm.
Cat being a cat. So
Awesome.
the armor is scattered about sort of on the ground. It seemed to all collapse following the last bits of destruction by Sal that gloriously removed everything, right?
Yeah, gloriously, all by myself.
Mhm.
No help whatsoever.
Because that's how you do it.
That's how a hero would do it. So
Is there anything you want to do really fast before we move on?
All no.
All of the
Not
armor is on the ground.
Okay.
The sort of crunchy, fleshy one is more in pieces scattered about the room.
I would like to investigate the armors for anything that looks shiny and valuable. Valuable specifically.
So all of these armors appear to have a semblance of value given the prominence in which they were displayed, the ornateness of the pedestals standing upon. The one armor that Nadalia was very much infatuated with, gilded in gold, it clearly is, from your eye, the one of highest value. But I wouldn't say there's a piece or a segment that would be easy to remove. It's quite dense.
we could probably melt that down, and like Sal will like do like a little like hand flourish of like, you know, like a little flame or whatever, and then just like put it out.
You will not damage anything further. Take a note of all of the damage to this property, and when we find the rightful owner, everyone will atone for what they have done. To the decimal point.
Is the Veldraken scientist in the room with us?
No, he or they are still in the foyer.
Okay.
You kind of look, you see what would be their silhouette still standing in front of the wall of ruins.
Sal, knowing that something like this for like movement on its own must have some sort of like, he doesn't know how it works, but it must be powered by some sort of magic. And since he studied magic, he's gonna look for some sort of like spell anchor, jewel, like rune or something that's in there, because something like that might be valuable. Whatever is linking them all together.
So you want to kind of search the armor, as it were?
Yeah, I would like to. Yeah, with a little bit more guided, like with an intent of looking for like some sort of like catalyst.
Give me an investigation check.
16.
So going over to where the armor is collapsed around its stand, kind of dig around a little bit. Most of it is still kind of connected. You're not sure what's holding it together without a person inside it. But you notice that on the base is a bronze engraved plaque that says Fiora.
I kind of call out to the others. I go, guys, can you take a look at the bases of where these armors were sitting? Do they have like anything written on the bottom of it or the top of it, I guess, where the armors would stand on top of?
One of the other armor's faces.
So Vextra, walking over to the dark armor, you see a plaque that says Mirrodin.
I would also
Not-
like to go and investigate. Oh, sorry, I didn't know if you're gonna.
Would you like to go where the now obliterated one is, or the war-torn one?
I'll go to the war torn one.
It says Innistrad.
In this.
And Anka will look at the obliterated.
How do I spell Innistrad?
Innistrad. Anka, there is no plaque with a living armor.
I don't know if it's just my vision, but there's no plaque here.
Looking to get it made. What was the name of your dead husband again?
Oh, Harry.
Last one's probably Harry.
You're
Sal like
probably
says like
right.
sarcastically.
You know, this Harry ended up just like our marriage did. Just blown to pieces.
What caused Harry to
Lord of
blow to
Story
pieces?
No, our marriage blew to pieces.
there. Sure.
Um,
Do any of those names ring any bells to Vextra?
Do you have Arcana?
+0.
They don't really sound familiar, but you've heard rumors of individuals that can travel away from Ravnica. You've never met one, but you know they exist. Nylan, Tomato's kind of scurrying off and pawing at a door at the far, we'll say if you walked in from the south, the north wall, directly opposite of the door to the foyer, there's two sets of grand doors, one on either side of the stairs. And Tomato has kind of run up to one and kind of pawing, rubbing against it and hissing, which is its main form of communication, positive or negative.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'd like to go up to it and see what's behind the door.
As you get closer, you smell something. You smell something of home, and not in the sense of the armor reminding you of that very earthy, war-torn Gruul clan mosque, but you're brought back to memories of sitting around the fires with your and the delicious meals you would have under the stars. It seems to be those doors.
Well, I of course want to go to the other side.
So the door opens without any hassle. And inside, find a dining room.
Is there food?
Oh, yeah.
Oh? Is anyone else near me right now? Do they see this too? Or
Everyone else is kind of still near the armors.
Mm.
But you hear Ida and Raish opening the doors on the other side of the stairs. And their voices kind of echo in because they're just at the other end.
By other end, you mean like other end behind me? Or
So there are two doors on either side of the stairs. So you went in one set of doors, they went in the other side.
Okay.
The stairs split going up the middle of it.
Okay, that makes more sense. Okay. Well, I would like to walk into the room and just take it all in, investigate, see what I can.
Okay, so you are walking into what appears to be a beautifully lit room. There's a large dining table that fills the middle space. There are chairs around this table for 12 people, but only 8, 4 on each side, have place settings and a fresh assortment of food in front of them. There are also 2 bowls of what appears to be cat food located on the floor. It's almost as if someone expected your arrival and knows that you're here.
And knows that I have a cat.
And knows that you have a cat.
I want to call out and be like, hello? Is anyone there?
Hello? Is anyone there?
There's just an echo.
I mean, when's the last time Nylan's eaten?
It's probably been a while.
I mean, I'm gonna sit down and try some food.
Okay.
Does it matter which one I choose?
No.
No? Okay. Then I'll just take a random seat.
Look over at Saul and say, "Hey, where did the weird one go?"
I'm pretty sure you called me the weird one the last time you referred to me. So which weird one? Because there's a lot of weird ones. I don't think you keyed in on your microphone. I think it was muted.
The one with the cat.
I don't know. Hey, where'd you go? I just
Do I
kind of
hear
like
them?
Yeah, you can hear. Sal's very loud.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
That's. I don't know why I asked. I'm over here. There's a bunch of food.
Want to get some food? I turned to like Vexra and like kind of like shrug. Like, I guess we could go eat. I don't know if I trust the food in here, but
If it's as friendly as this armor, I'm sure it's gonna be a ravishing time. And then I follow and go up to that room.
yeah, I'll also just go straight into the room.
All right, Anka is going to join you as well. So now you are all seated at this table with just an assortment of delicious food in front of you.
I'll sniff mine to like see if like like food can't be warm if it's just sitting here, right? Like, how old is this food?
It appears to be the perfect temperature. You can still see some steam coming off of the meats that are on the table.
Kind of look to everybody else and be like, so does nobody find it weird that they just had hot and ready food prepared for us, like right as we just torched their suits of armor?
Place is strange.
That is true.
I'm just
Maybe
gonna
it's an
nod
apology.
and take a bite. I'm just gonna shrug and just take a bite. Like I'm dead. If I'm dead, I'm dead, right?
What would you like to take a bite of?
I'll take a bite of the meat.
Okay. You take what looks like a leg off of a turkey or some sort of bird, and you put it to your mouth and you eat it, and this is the best food you have ever tasted. Just the perfect texture, the taste. It was seasoned perfectly. Just the best food you have ever tasted.
You guys really need to eat some of this. It's pretty good. Thumbs up for poison food. Best poison food I ever eat.
Yeah, would tell me twice, and I'll start eating as well.
I
Obviously, I'm
just
saying poison food
stand against
sarcastically.
the wall. I just
Sorry.
stand against the wall and just watch them to see if anything happens while they eat, but also like kind of glancing around the rest of the room just to see what else is in there.
Okay. Why don't you give me a perception check?
18 plus 3, so 18.
18. Okay. So as you're glancing around the room, you notice that there is a very beautiful ornate chandelier above the table. And there's art all along the walls of different landscapes. They look vaguely familiar to you, but you're not sure where or why they look familiar to you. And there's a rug underneath the table that has these blue, almost electric lines in them. Naylan, what kind of food are you eating?
I would hope it's some kind of like steak.
Okay. So indeed, you find this cooked to perfection steak. Somehow it's cooked the exact way you like it. It's the perfect, you eat it and it is, again, the best thing you've ever tasted in your entire life. You also notice that Tomato is just going to town on the cat food.
Yes. I would imagine the cat food's like a giant chicken breast.
Yeah,
Maybe 2.
yeah, maybe 2.
Just a whole chicken.
And as you're watching this happening, Vexra, you notice that there's nothing unusual happening. Other than people are really enjoying this food. There doesn't seem nobody's keeling over. The food isn't coming to life. It seems like normal, good food.
I continue watching.
Warwick just kind of peeks in around by where you were. What are you waiting for? Just dig in.
You first.
I mean, maybe I should catalog it first.
No, you can do that after. I'm sure you'll remember exactly everything you eat.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that is if you think you can. I mean, maybe, like, you have a terrible memory.
How dare you? I have one of the best memories in the guild. Why, just last week it was... Who was it? I forget, but that's not important, right? And he just huffs over to a seat and grabs a plate and starts.
At this point, Ida has already sat down and is eating food. And she looks over at Sal. And she goes, "You know, you're a very interesting person. Are you a soldier?"
Sal's like, working on it.
Oh, what are your aspirations?
Dad's in the army per se. I'm trying to also be a part of the. He like kind of like tries to like realize that he said a little bit too much, and he's like, "Well, I have a long family line in Boros, in the Boros Legion. I don't really do hand-to-hand stuff quite well. I was looking to join their spell corps. Fling fireballs, things of the sort."
Oh, very interesting. Very interesting indeed. That is very cool. What's your timeline on this? You know, it's a bit crazy outside, I believe, and just interested to hear about how soon you would like to do this.
I failed my last 3 tests. 4th one's the charm.
I see. She got sorry.
You're good.
She kind of seems to lose interest. What do you say that you failed? Just goes back to eating.
Sal takes this very personally and goes, "Oh man, how many people are in the room?"
So it's Ida, Reich, Naylan, you, Vextra, and Bork. And Alta.
Tomato.
And Tomato. So quite a lot.
Sec, I'm doing a self roll on trying to contain something.
Okay. Goodness.
Okay. It looks like I contained it. He goes, do you want to, yeah, I love that I waste rolls on stuff like this. He kind of like shoots up and goes, "Ma'am, are you sure you don't want to hear my story? You don't think I failed because I wasn't good enough? No. Ma'am, I was too good. Let me tell you, they said my fire burnt down way too many things."
Okay. Ida just kind of tosses her hand to the side and basically ignores your outburst. It doesn't seemingly convince her of that you were too good for the test.
He kind of like Sal kind of like sits down, defeated, and kind of says under his breath, "I was fine. It wasn't because the fact I was too good or too bad. It was because Dad didn't want me in there." And he goes back to eating food.
We hear him say
Just
that.
defeated. It's not something that you have to like really. It's like he's not trying to whisper it. Sal's not trying to whisper it. He's just saying it like under, like under his breath. Like if you're not paying attention, and you're, if someone wasn't leaning against the wall observing the whole entire room, you know what I mean? They'd probably miss it, but
Ooh, someone's got daddy issues.
Raish kind of walks around the side of the table, bends down next to Tomato to kind of pet him. I think we're gonna be a while. I don't know why that wall's here or how long it's been up. Didn't look good outside. Enjoy the food and, I don't know, friends.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to worry about who your father is.
Again.
You cut out that whole
Yeah, you-
last thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about who your father is.
Cut out again.
I know you're trying to be dramatic and say it like,
Yeah.
in like deliver the line in a good way, but unfortunately, I think when you do it, you pull away from your microphone,
Just like
so it doesn't key.
You hear me now?
Yes.
How about now?
Yes.
Yes.
You don't have to worry about who your father is here.
You don't have to worry about your
Uh,
father is here.
Yeah. Sal will just like nod and say, "Understood." As
Is
he
there
just like
dessert?
reaches and puts another bite in his mouth.
Ida turns towards Naylan and goes, "And you? What's your background?"
My background. Or it's more like more background. Let me like finish chewing.
2 seconds, my food just got dropped off.
It's like good timing. I mean, I was just trying to, I was just trying to make some money, but more importantly, find Tomato here a good home. But here we are. I think we're just meant to be together. I have no idea how I got wrapped up in all of this, but
Yes, so you work at the market.
yes.
Lovely. And you sell cats.
Well, I actually have my own trinkets and potions that I make, but I don't live inside the city, I live outside of it. So I do care for the wildlife out there. However, I can't care for them all, and sometimes they're not super fit to fend for themselves. So I was just hoping to find Tomato here a good home alongside my trinkets.
Yes, you're very charitable. I love that. That is very nice.
Thank you. I did have some interesting booth mates, though. May have ruined my sales.
Oh. Well, that is unfortunate. And you there, the tiefling. What's your background?
Oh, it's muted.
I don't know why it's doing that. Like, I'm not. I'm not, though. Oh, just in the cult of Rakdos, just an entertainer. I go wherever the cult sends me. Usually it's me and Janice performing together. But, he's a little weird right now. He'll come around too.
Hopefully, sooner rather than later, the Tomato soup is delightful.
I'm sure he'd love it.
Okay, interesting. So you're a performer.
Mhm.
What kind of performances do you do? I would love to see one.
We only do it for paying customers. And Janice and I are kind of a twofold act, so, I don't really do things alone. But it's more of a variety performance. Juggling, throwing things, keeping the audience in suspense, that sort of thing.
Ah, okay. So,
Sometimes
you...
dancing.
Oh, okay. Dancing is nice. Well, I've asked you all about yourselves. I guess I should talk a little bit about myself. My name is Ida. I am, a retired, uh, woman of the law. I love classic literature. And, you all seem like wonderful people.
Do you have any idea why we're here?
I do not.
Were you also attacked by those things on the street?
Yes, yes, we were at the market. Me and Raishir were doing our weekly shopping trip and having a little stroll while those things came and attacked.
Last thing I remember was just everything being overrun. We were walking through the stands and trying to join into the fight wherever we could. Then just clouds of dust and smoke, and we came to in the foyer. Best I can tell, someone saved us.
Oh, looking at the silverware that's provided, is there any guild carvings or anything of the sort, or any symbols in the, in the utensils? Because, like, if you're a part of a guild and you have that much money, you're probably going to show it off through stuff like, utensils, things of the sort, dishes.
Skins, monogram.
Yeah.
Looking at the silverware, it doesn't look like anything you've ever seen before. The napkins just appear to be plain black cloth napkins, and yeah, there's nothing in the silverware or napkins that kind of give indication of a guild.
Turn to everybody else and I go, well, if the person's powerful enough to keep those things out and keep food for us warm and ready here, they can't be too far. We might have to go search to figure out who it is that got us here and why we were the people that were brought here. After our food, of course. We don't want them to waste all this effort.
I never thought I'd say this, but I agree with you.
I'm not that disagreeable.
People who went to open the other door are in this room with us now, right?
Yes, that's who's been talking. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. I asked them, so what was in the other room?
What other room?
The other room that you went to go check out. On the other side of the stairs.
It was the other door to the dining room.
Oh.
It's large. We're all learning this
any
house together.
Is there another door leading outside of the dining room?
Not that you can tell. Just the ones back into the hall.
And there weren't any other doors or things beyond that hall. Wait, this. Because it's stairs, goes up, then there's the 2 doors. And that's
so the doors are behind the stairs. So we're still on the first floor. There were a couple other doors in the hall. But we weren't sure.
Okay, so we haven't gone up the stairs yet. We went behind.
Correct.
Okay, I understand now.
Correct. Yeah, you kind of went like behind the stairs, so the stairs in the middle, and then there's doors on either side.
Got it.
You went through the doors.
We want to get. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, as you're eating
Mhm.
and just kind of relaxing, resting, you're gonna take a short rest.
Sweet.
Vextra will walk around the room and examine the photos, and just in general look to see if there's anything that seems out of the ordinary or amiss in the room.
Okay. When you are looking at the paintings, they stuck out to you. They looked familiar. You weren't sure why. As you inspect the paintings closer, you look below. There's small little plaques underneath the paintings. And the first one you come to is kind of moody and dark, and the plaque underneath says Innistrad. And then you walk over to another one, and this one seems very earthy and very green, and underneath the plaque says Zendikar. And you notice that all of these paintings appear to be places. Similar to how the plaques underneath the statues kind of brought back like a... You've heard of this, but you're not sure.
Oric sees you kind of eyeing the paintings, walking around. Now, young lady, better still be here when we're done. Read me those names so I can catalog them.
You're the... Come look at them yourself.
I never. Oric gets up to go.
I don't do work
Scribble
unpaid either.
Something our guilds can get along. Silently scribbles furiously those names.
You know, this reminds me of the fights I had with my ex-husband. We bickered all the time.
Was that before or after you smashed into pieces?
I did not smash anything to pieces. maybe a heart or two.
Zam.
So I'll just kind of like get up and just be like, I think we need to go upstairs.
At that moment, you hear a blood-curdling scream.
Direction.
Back from the way you came.
Ooh. Does it sound familiar?
Yeah, that.
Yes.
What does it sound like?
A very high-pitched female scream.
Sal will just bolt in that direction.
Will follow, but not as quickly. She'll be more careful.
Me and Tomato start running in the direction.
You notice that Anka starts running very quickly.
Let's do Ida and Raish. Sal, coming out through the door, returning to the grand hall. Find the source of the scream. At the far end of the room, near the entrance to the foyer, is the body of Nadal. There is, from what you can see in the light, a slightly almost glowing burn in her torso. She is not moving.
I turn back and I go, I kind of like shout, is there a healer in here? Is anybody here a healer?
Well, I don't think you're going to be able to save her. But as your eyes kind of readjust, see that there's a standing up.
Cutting in and out.
What standing above her?
A form.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Janice.
And that's where we're gonna end.
Goody.
Sweet.
I have a question.
Yes.
Janice is probably charmed.
D&D, is it possible for like, if like one of us wanted to make our character evil? Or is that, should I not think that way? Should I not think that route?
You can think however you like.
Yes, you can think however you'd like. If you ever have like any kind of questions like that, you can always ask us.
Mhm.
Okay.
Like message us and stuff.
Janice, what the fuck?
Like, think about D&D as like a free-flowing thing,
Yeah.
right? It's like the structure to like hold whatever we're looking to do, right?
Mhm.
So like, you know, let's say for whatever reason, I'm not saying this is what happens, but what, you know, if Matt and Nat were talking to Yogg and we're like, okay, by the way, you're the traitor in the group, you're the sussy among us guy, you know, like people saw you vent and whatnot, that could totally happen, and that he could be a traitor in the group. Does that mean just because we see him stabbing someone and murdering someone that he killed someone? You know, it's just like, who knows, right? But like, you know, Yogg has his own session coming up, right? I'm guessing.
There's no airlock in this house.
What's airlock?
If you're an Among Us fan.
Yeah.
The murderer would, if you're voted as the murderer, you get thrown out into space.
Yeah, we would have to. If he was the murderer, we would have to kill him ourselves.
All right, so that was the session. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone in chat for hanging out, and hope it was a fun time. We did a shorter session today just because we were missing Yogg, but we will be back again in a couple weeks for the next session, which will be interesting. Did Yogg Janice kill Nadalia? Who knows?
The world may never know. But before then, we have a couple other adventures happening in real life for people,
Yes.
especially Nat and Zabricus. Where can everyone find you this coming weekend?
This weekend
We will be. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, this weekend we'll be at Command Fest Tacoma. Come see us. We'll both be cosplaying. Maybe some joint cosplays. We're working on that. It'll be a good time. If you are going, make sure you sign up for the bounty on our chaos drafts because those are really fun, and we will be in those.
So much fun.
So that's one guaranteed way to at least see us. I don't know if you'll get matched up with us, but otherwise we'll be there playing some games.
Isadoodle and Voiden, you have anything fun coming up you'd like to plug?
Like, I don't really have much going on right now, but I think no, I think I don't have anything exciting happening currently. But you know, you never know. You keep an ear out. I might show up someplace.
Existing.
If anyone's in Orlando, I'll be at several Orlando local markets. So see y'all there in July.
If you're in Orlando, go see Isadoodle.
Yep. Specifically
Also,
Orlando.
commission Isadoodle to do your graphics and stuff because
Thank you.
she did
All
stuff.
your graphics.
Yeah.
Nat,
I'm
you're the
in love with
best.
the
Thank
tomato
you.
emote.
Yeah.
Tomato emote, the group art, the character art. Thank you so
Also,
much.
Yes, yes.
Thank you
All
for
right.
having me.
And with that, we're gonna go raid someone. We're gonna raid Astrals, who's playing World of Warcraft. So, we love some World of Warcraft. Maybe. There we go. Woo! All right, everybody, go say hi. Thank you for being here. Make sure
Thank you,
check
everyone.
Check out the YouTube later and the podcast.
Podcast audio should be up tomorrow.